Hi, I'm Yasmin Chowdhury, and this is our beauty range, and it's a story time with purpose. I'm the Chief Executive of Lovedesh, the world's first ethically sourced luxury brand. Imagine Oxfam and Gucci say had a baby. Well, that explains what Lovedesh does. We're a not-for-profit, and all the money goes back to the charitable projects that we use to help us protect the planet. But first, let me introduce the story behind the makeup and beauty and skincare range that I'm so proud to introduce in this video. When I was a little girl, I was obsessed with lipstick and finding twisted turn. I was a child in the 1970s growing up in Love Paradise in London. And as I would repeatedly take the odd lipstick that my mother would swirl away, I remember twisting and watching the beautiful sheen colour. And one day I thought to myself, I'm going to have every single lipstick colour in the world. I would watch adverts and posters of women wearing lipstick, and I wanted it to be me so badly. And I did, and in my beauty book, which you can buy, I talk about the story of how I managed to find some lipsticks that my mother had purchased, and as a young girl, I put it all over my face. Eventually, it was called got a very good telling off. Maybe a little flashing, but there you go. But look, in the 1970s, I was growing up in my family house, and I started as an adult to explore the history of makeup and how makeup can actually be used for good. Because sadly, at the moment, so much makeup is being made, but it's made badly, and it's often imported from sweatshops. And so I began to think of my work with the Rana Plaza victims and the hashtag I remember 1136. 1136 is the number that denotes the number of government who died in factory camps in Bangladesh. In 2013, many were working mothers, and there was a family I met during my trips to Bangladesh, where I would go to explore the causes of poverty and how to create a retail brand that would, for the first time in the world, start giving back, purely designed to deliver good. And I came across the story of Shameli. She is a 12-year-old, and she worked in the factory. And on that fateful day, the 4th of April 2013, sadly, she never came home. And I've met her sister. Her family to this day cry for her, and she disappeared, and her body's never been found. And she's one of the 1136 who died. And so I'm really proud to introduce to you Shameli Organics. I've decided that the makeup, skincare, beauty brand that Lovedesh will do has to be handcrafted, organic, vegan, and kinder for people and planet. There cannot be any modern day slavery or sweatshop. And it's named after a young girl, because if you look close at our logo, I did that logo and I wanted butterflies, I wanted nature, but you'll see the lady has lines, and I wanted to think of Shameli and the woman that she would be today, and how she never got to become an older woman, and how beauty should also embrace women with our lines, our bumps, our bellies, our spots, our pimples, all kinds of women, but as well as very mindful of how gender is a fluid thing today. So it's not just for women, it's for anyone, gay, theys, everyone. Anyone who wants to feel better and more beautiful because of our products, and Shameli Organics is the way forward. But here's the twist. Every product in Shameli Organics is designed for you to see the future through the eyes of children. Yes, because our makeup brand, Shameli, is named after Shameli, the young girl whose body to this day remains missing. And we thought about children, and I have a child myself. She's now 20. But as a mother, I know if you ask children, hey, what do you think a makeup brand should look like? They would say, we want it handmade, we don't want plastic, It's got to be kind, vegan. We don't want animal byproducts involved, and definitely no palm oil. And I think children are the heroes. We're all busy watching all these superhero programs, films, etc., cartoons. But do you know what? The real heroes and heroines are the little children who, with their innocence, stand poised, I think, to remind, through your purchase of Shameli Organics, that they are the future of the world. Because a reminder, Rana Plaza, when the factory collapsed, devastating. As you can see, somewhere in there would have been Shameli's body. Today, the ruins are just overgrown with weeds. It's empty. And the family cry for Shameli and many others who are missing, as well as relatives of the dead who did get buried, as well as, of course, the disabled and the injured, because while 1136 were killed, it left a further 2,000 injured. And that day, when that factory opened, there were about 4,000 workers crammed like ants, stitching fast fashion. So one of the problems Shameli Organics is to give homage to the Rana Plaza victims and remind people how closely aligned fashion and beauty is and the story of Shameli. But let's now look at the 21st century. Mica. Mica is a mineral, and sadly it is being mined by children. So many of you, when you are buying sparkly beauty products, makeup products that involve shimmer or glitter, it comes from a naturally derived mineral stone called mica. But here's a hidden fact. It involves child labourers digging and travelling down like rats, small mines, to collect the mica so that they can be packaged up and put into shimmery eyeshadows, BB creams, eyeliners, blushes, all of that shimmer. And I am asking every beauty influencer to think and be mindful and try and encourage your followers to start purchasing Shameli so that we can eventually fund a non-child labour, sweatshop free, shimmery, sparkly, because you can actually produce it in laboratories now. And the other thing is, Shameli Organics products will be used to help and support children in the mica industry in India. So child labour is something very close to the heart of why Lovedesh Shameli Organics is a battle that we are proud to be fighting. But we will also use the projects to fund orphans. Because remember, Shameli Organics is named after a child to help children around the world. There are millions of orphans, and we are mindful of those left behind in the Middle East after war, conflict, abuse. There are war kids currently locked up with their families in refugee camps, but they're really prison camps. We know of one in Poland, and we are ready to actually bring them literature, literacy programs, to actually give them, for example, during Christmas or Eid, presents for kids, because no child should be enslaved, incarcerated, and having to be inside a prison camp purely because they were running away for their safety. We also have millions of street kids. In the UK, we believe it's 100,000 children go missing. In the USA, 500,000. We are asking, where are these children? What are we doing to better protect them? And so Street Kids is another project that Shameli Organics will fund. And of course, the abused who are currently in situations with disgusting, toxic adults. Many are being trafficked. And of course, around the world, poverty is what is keeping many children and families separated. In Bangladesh, in our projects alone, many seamstresses are working, many in the Middle East, across Southeast Asia. Women are leaving behind their children to work because they don't have money. So how about this? We start finding families and we reconnect children who are separated and get mother and daughter and son together and father, because it's outrageous. But aside from that, we also want those who are abused to be with their living relatives or others who can take better care of them, whether the parent or adult with care has got addiction problems. And of course, finally, disabled kids. Disabled, sick kids, they're all in need of our help. Now, I know that already there are many charities, but we are looking at disabled children amongst vulnerable communities within Africa, the Middle East, and also Southeast Asia, because disabled peoples remain stigma. In Bangladesh alone, they still hide disabled children because they're ashamed, because sometimes there is that evil, stupid thinking that a disabled child is a form of punishment. So I want you to know that whenever Lovedesh is working, we take it upon ourselves not to take investment, not to take donations. We only take zakat, which are religious alms, obligatory, and those are passed on 100%. But no, we don't like donations. We want you to buy products. We don't sell our equity, and we're not profit-led. In that, by doing those four strategy, not taking investment, not taking donations, not taking and selling our equity, and not being profit-led, it means we are purely tasked with using our profits to do good. We are free to do as we please, okay? Because whenever we sell a product, the profits, after we've spent and made sure we've covered all our costs, all the profits, all the surplus goes back into the problem we identified, into creating solutions. And this idea of finding and examining the root causes of problems, then finding solutions, I want to pay respect to the man who taught me how to do this. My father, Alhaj Abdul Mukit Chowdhury. There he is on the left, very handsome, arriving into the UK in the 1950s. He was wonderful, and he was very smarted and booted, but then he had his own journey where just before he died, although this picture was taken in 2001 on the right, he was extremely fiercely independent, very proud of his roots, and he soon realized that the man he was, the dapper gentleman in the 1950s who arrived into London, he chose to become deeply devout, spiritual, religious, practicing Muslim, and he would forever be telling me, Yasmin, what are you doing with your education, your degree? Huh? Baba has taught you everything. Why are you not doing something to help poor people? He made it a mission saying, I got you educated not to be a wife, not just a wife. You need to get out there and you need to change the world. I don't care whether it's being a CEO, being a prime minister. I need you to heal and do whatever you can to make the world a better place, because he grew up as an orphaned lad in that he had a mother but he had no father. And in Bangladesh, if your father dies at a young age, you are like Prophet Muhammad, the prophet that many of you Muslims, 1.6 billion, respect and admire. When they lose their fathers, it changes their life. They have to earn, they look at poverty, and they are treated differently. And so that is my father who taught me, and it's thanks to him who helped me be the woman I am. He was one of the major and biggest influences in my life. And although we clashed, and although he was very strict and he didn't approve of my westernized me, but I tell you now, the empowered woman that I am, he would always, always talk to me and use role models within the Western hemisphere, especially even though he didn't like Margaret Thatcher, and he would marvel how this country has given me, as a British citizen, the opportunity to rise up and get as far as I can. So that's my beloved father, and I want you to know he would help everyone, be it English, white, black, Muslim, non-Muslim. He had the softest heart. He was like a tiger, and many a time he would go rescuing women in our community, and he died heartbroken and laughed and mocked. And he was, to this day, they laugh and mock about him. And often he would end up having his name dragged through the mud. I remember when he rescued a woman from domestic violence and his community, I found him crying because people started saying that he had a thing for her, or he was trying to make her into a second wife. And he was crying, saying, I've never done anything like this. And I remember comforting him and saying, one day, Dad, don't you worry. I will be the child, the daughter, your blood, who will make sure the whole world remembers you, knows you. So this is AMC. I did a charity called Amkariza Foundation. But I want to move on now and show you that, look, there I am as a child. I had dark skin. I grew up being ugly. I was obsessed with lipstick. I never had the money to buy beauty products, and I didn't know how to turn myself into a swan, but I did. And look at me on the right hand side. That picture was taken, I believe, when I was 43. Yes, 2013. And it's a picture, and I'm wearing a top from Bangladesh. And if you see the transformation and how I learned to do my hair, my skin, I've always been broke. So I've got a beauty book out called The Age of Pure Beauty. Please buy it. It's on Amazon. If you look up The Age of Pure Beauty by Yasmin Chowdhury. And being a broke single mother, I soon stripped away my craving for all these, potions and lotions. And I wanted and kept a very simple beauty regime. But now I want to remind you about Shameli Organics and why I, Yasmin Chowdhury, the Chief Executive of Lovedesh, am asking you. It's you beautiful people. You are the ones behind changing the world by purchasing our products. Okay, Shameli, we are on a mission to protect not only other people who are vulnerable, but also our planet. And this planet is for all of us. We have a responsibility, whatever your color, background, creed, religion. I'm also calling on my fellow 1.6 billion Muslims. Join in with me to protect the planet, which is what nourishes us, keeps us alive. And let's look at respectfully stopping those who are destroying our planet in order to create stupid, vacuous products that ultimately involve child labor and destroying our natural resources. And let's be profitable. There is no shame in using profits and being profit and having a pursuit of profit. I myself chose not to turn Lovedesh into a charity because why do I need donations? I want our customers to be part of our profit journey, to say, hey, I bought a product from Lovedesh. They do make profits. I get to keep something, but also my product is a bit more expensive because they are doing it ethically. They don't use child labor. They try and source it ethically as possible. They pay living wages. There's no sweatshops. And then they take all the profits, which they could use, like other beauty brands and designer luxury brands, and buy private jets or diamonds for their family and penthouses. But all the profits go back into helping charity projects. And Shameli Organics is existing to help children. And here we have what we are creating. And I know you can't see it all, but I'm going to read it out. We've got a cleanser. We've got a face cloth, muslin cloth, moisturizing cream. We've got a facial oil. My little square has actually gone to the bottom left, so I need to change this around. But I will remind you that the price for our sample Kickstarter, Shameli Kickstarter, because we do need to remind you, we will use the money to produce it. What we don't want to do is take money, buy a whole load of it up, and then find we've wasted it because we haven't sold all of them. No, we do pre-orders only at Lovedesh. So this is the Shameli, okay, Kickstarter preview sample beauty hamper bundle. And it's got a coral lipstick, a nail polish, an eyeliner, which will be black, perfume oil. We also have the body. I believe we've got a body butter. And of course, for the face cleanser, we have a muslin cloth, a moisturizing cream. And these are all samples. So you'll get samples. We think there may be, if we can push it to 10 milliliter, we will, but don't quote me on it. But you will get a preview. You can give us a decision on which ones you will vote for. So we will have a voting, an online poll for our preview customers, clients who have bought this hamper to vote for which products we should release, because we will use the money made from the sale of the preview hamper bundle to do full-size products. And the price is just £163.36. And we are doing a limited edition. We are selling only 1,136 units maximum. As you know, 1136 is always used in our pricing, in our quantities, in our numbers. And by doing so, we will raise around 185,000. That is enough to launch a online, vegan, cruelty-free makeup brand called Shameli Organics, and we are also delighted to announce that we will be donating 11% to Shameli's family in the search for her body in Rana Plaza, because Lovedesh always delivers. There I am with the girls that I mentor, sponsor in a school in Bangladesh. I'm in the yellow. And as you can see, I've been going out there for years and they love me. I love them. We ran a school competition, but these are young girls in a religious school, and it's one of the most empowering schools because I myself will release the clip of the school principal educating them. And it's very important, as many of the parents are religious, but I found a school that imparts religious education, which is their right, but is also very empowered and extremely all about women empowerment. And they follow the mantra in Islam, because many of you don't know that many Muslim women helped Prophet Muhammad establish Islam, and their history and role has been slowly, sadly erased. And I, Yasmin Chowdhury, am proud to say that Lovedesh, one of the many muses behind it, apart from Princess Diana, Marilyn Monroe, Dolly Parton, is also Khadija, Hazrat Khadija, the first wife of Prophet Muhammad, who was a wealthy businesswoman who was much older than him. She married him, they both married, and they had a huge, beautiful love affair. She gave birth, but none of her sons survived. And it's a testament that Prophet Muhammad was left with female daughters, and that Lovedesh is a brand that encapsulates the beauty of Hazrat Khadija. And she's the one who inspired me to use my money to set up Lovedesh, because when we deliver, the Shameli Organics are going to be delivering as beauty products that's been inspired by kids for other children. And we love this picture. This is just stock photography, but I looked at this young lad and I look at the way he's folding his arm and he makes me laugh, and all the others behind. And I can see that they're poised, saying, we want to take over the world. We are fed up of you adults. Come on, because we have a duty to protect people and planet for the future children. They are the ones who are going to grow into adults, and we have a responsibility, and we will be having to answer them when they turn around as adults and say, how did you leave us? Why did you do this? But now whizzing through, it's 22 minutes. I'm so sorry. But look, the examples of some of the artwork. We're not saying this is what it looks like, but we're going to do lip balms. And a reminder, the cost is £113, but one of the projects we may do is to do a lip balm collection for kids, okay? And when we do a lip balm collection for kids out of the sales, it's one of the projects, we want to also teach kids through a lunch and learn session on how to protect people and planet. So, for example, just going back, we want kids to do a lunch and learn session. We're going to raise money, and then by getting kids to this seminar, they will learn about protecting people and planet. They'll be given some lip balms, but all of that will come once we've sold the initial 1,136 units of the preview bundles. And a reminder of all of the greens. Yeah, let's just take a moment. Look at nature. Nature inspires Shameli Organics. Imagine now the amount of toxic chemicals and everything pouring into places like this just to make beauty, skincare products. Do you think that's okay? We want all the greens to remain. And that's what you're going to do when you purchase Lovedesh Shameli. So order your Kickstarter Shameli Organic Beauty Bundle now, £163.36. We expect orders to be delivered by autumn. We're hoping it to be sooner, because if we did all of the sales, we would probably be able to do it in about 6 to 8 weeks. So you would get it, hopefully, for summer. Go to Lovedesh, and a reminder that all children featured are from stock photography. But thank you so much, and I look forward to getting your order. And remember, this is limited edition. We only have 1,136 units for sale, and we need to sell a minimum of 113 units to start the order, because our suppliers are on standby to get this done for Lovedesh. Thank you so much. Much love from me and the Lovedesh team. Bye.